from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
I knew it was just a matter of time. Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
Juicy Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to one of the most iconic circuits in all of motorsport, Mount Panorama in Bathurst, Australia. Tonight, West Coast Sim Racing brings round 2 of the championship to a circuit that demands absolute precision, bravery, and just a little bit of luck. At 3.8 miles and 23 corners, Mount Panorama is unlike any track on the calendar. Drivers rocket down the Conrads straight at incredible speeds before slamming on the brakes for the chase, but the real challenge lies over the mountain itself. A narrow ribbon of asphalt twisting through Griffin's Bend, Skyline, and the S's, where the walls are waiting for even the smallest mistake. There's no room for error here. One missed apex, one moment of overcommitment, and the mountain bites back. Tonight's event is presented by V-Speed, and if round 1 was any indication, we're in for a spectacular night of racing as the drivers push themselves and their machines to the absolute limit. Jeremy Fletcher leads the charge with 25 points in front of the Colby train. Then Kyle Domark in 4th, Edwin Onofre, Cunningham, Stam Mann, Aliski, Andriu, Colton Juarez, and Taylor Thompson round out your top 10. It is hectic up at the front of the grid, and Mount Panorama is sure going to bring out the best of the best tonight. And it's going to lead to some exciting moments, to say the least. And I think that Christian James, Igor Rizigov, Warren Johnson, Michael Trenegretta, Darren Colby, and the other Colby train are going to try to challenge forward. Tonight, I'm your host, Sagar Bakshi, from the V-Speed broadcast booth here at Mount Panorama. It is a lovely sight to see. Let's go trackside, folks, and see the beautiful scenery that we have here trackside. Beautiful shot of the mountain here from the broadcast booth. It is looking lovely, but let's take a look at what Kyle Domark is all up to right now. Running through the mountain right now, and of course we'll get the ticker going to see what the drivers are all up to for this qualifying session, because it is very close between the top 4, but there is the threat of risk running into a wall, running into the barriers here at Mount Panorama. So some drivers taking a little bit more cautiously than not. We're seeing a train of cars in that 1 second gap. And further on down to Gutierrez in 17th position. Right now it's running well for Kyle Domark, who's in pole position. Jeremy Fletcher in P2 right now. And has a bit of a drafting partner in front of him. With 2 minutes left to go in the qualifying session, it's still anybody's game. Want to give a big shout out to VehicleBuyers.com, tonight's sponsor of the race. Thank you very much to their support. We'll get a commercial from them during the competition caution that we have coming out here. Now, welcome everybody. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for being here, including you, Mitten63, in the YouTube chat. We do have a couple of driver cameras right now. Take a look at this man right here. This will be Connor Cunningham. Running the number 502 right now. Let's see if we can get that to work. There he is, Connor Cunningham. Front and center, coming through the Forest Elbow. All the way down to the bend and down the Conrod straight we go. And now this is the hardest part of the track, especially under these cars where you just have to deal with all of the mechanical grip available to you. It's a slight kink, basically going as flat out as possible, but it really will unsettle the car when you kiss a curb, just as Connor Cunningham had there. And then the run down into the chase gets a little tricky and a little bit of a wiggle there for Cunningham, but he manages to hold on. Now, will this be a good lap for Cunningham? Kyle Domark still holds on to provisional pole. Jeremy Fletcher in P2. Edwin Onofre in third. Braden Birch in P4. Slater Colby in fifth. Cunningham gets to the line. Any improvement to be made? No. Last time around did not matter for Cunningham. Still keeping an eye on Fletcher, who now goes into pole position just at the end of it and does a beautiful drift through turn one. Collects a barrier to celebrate, but that'll be a 224.960. Bested Kyle Domark just when it mattered the most in front of Edwin Onofre. Brandon Birch, Slater Colby will round out the first five. Couple more drivers still out there. I believe Cunningham is out there running, and that run into the wall will complete their charge, it looks like. And Joe Rainey calling it done as well. What about Tanagretta? Tanagretta in the 8.45 is done with her qualifying. Robert Nisnik, Jacob Lethard Lim, and Jason Holcomb also finishing up their qualifying runs. With just a few minutes left in this session, we're going to wrap things up here and tell you a little bit about what we have going on tonight, folks. So we have a race length of 45 minutes, a pit road speed of 50 kph. We have to do it in kilometers per hour. We're down under, folks. I'm sorry. Tire sets available are unlimited. We will have a very interesting twist on this 45-minute race. There will be a competition caution thrown out, and that'll throw a wrench into some driver strategy. It might be a saving grace or a Hail Mary for other drivers. We will have 100% fuel load, and we're using iRacing open setups. But we've talked to a couple of people before or in the previous race, such as Warren Johnson, who was telling us that we get a couple of setups from a couple of individuals throughout the league. So if you're in need of a good setup, just reach out to someone in this wonderful Discord community, and I'm sure you can get one readily available. Very good lap there, Mitten. to Jeremy Fletcher. Now, let's get the results posted up as we just are getting ready for the drivers to get gridded up in about 5 or so seconds. On the grid, starting on that first row, Jeremy Fletcher and Kyle Domark alongside each other. In third and fourth, Edwin Onofre and Brandon Birch. Slater Colby next to Connor Cunningham in 6th place. Slater Colby alongside Connor Cunningham, yes, and then Stone Colby and Warren Johnson for 7th and 8th. 9th and 10th going to Joe Rainey and Aliski Andriu in 10th. Colton Juarez in 11th and 12th going to Christian James. We see Colton Juarez from space in that bright lime livery. Sean Stam, the Stam Man, rocking the 000, and Michael Chanagretta in the 845. Robert Nishnik in the number 4 in 15th. Miles Guerrero in the number 26 is in 16th place. 17th for the 127 of Jacob Luthard Lim and Adrian Gutierrez in 18th. 19th for Igor Rizigov and Cole, I'm not going to try, Cole in 20th position. And Jason Holcomb will round out the 21st of the drivers. This is the run up the hill. Gonna challenge drivers up the mountain straight now. We've seen Jeremy Fletcher control the field as he's talked about before. Now, will he be able to do the same here at Mount Panorama? It won't be too much of a challenge as the drivers have to go single file up through the mountain and back down the hill. But it will be interesting to see how he's able to do so, and the drivers are officially lining up, folks, and we're ready to rumble here at Mount Panorama, and the formation lap is underway, and we're pacing. And by the way, so is my heart right now, because race 1 was an absolute amazing, phenomenal event. If you didn't watch it, check it back here on V-Speed, round number 1. We're back live, same time, same place, every Monday for the GR86 Cups. You can see the Cookie Monster of Jeremy Fletcher's helmet there in that number 22. And we're getting ready to go racing here at turn number 1 down towards Hell Corner. It will be Jeremy Fletcher leading the charge, but Kyle Domark trying to change things up in the number 5 behind. It's gonna be hectic, it's gonna be crazy, but it's gonna be neat and tidy for everybody involved. Unbelievable racing here. Edwin Onofre still in 3rd position right now, holding on. Domark on the optimum line, coming down the little dip here, and there is Slater Colby in the Teeth Monster in the background behind, going wheel to wheel with Apex Racing Club car number 25, but that's going to send him down the order here at turn number 3 of Corey Bend. Warren Johnson on a bit of an attack right now in front of Aliski Andriu. Driving the number 19, Sean Stam, the Stam Man. What's happened here? He's on the optimum line looking for that cherry tree that he put the car into. But now he's got to go side by side through some of the most dangerous parts of the track. Can he hold on? Can he maintain the speed? The 000 is there and he's alongside. No, he's in front now. More battling and upsetting calls made as we're going too wide down the hill through Skyline. We go into the dip, and no, that's not what you want to see. And that'll be Jacob Luthard Lim in the background driving the Falcon machine, and that'll be the end of their race most likely. Checking in with the front of the field, it will be Kyle Domark in P2 behind Jeremy Fletcher in P1, Brandon Birch in third, lurking in the wings behind. Miles Guerrero and Robert Nisnik now close to each other, but I want to keep an eye on this run now. A little bit of a bump and run now from Brandon Birch going down into the chase, but it won't be enough. Now Slater Colby is there and loses out of position to not one but two cars now coming through the chase. That was a little bit of a risky overtake, but talk about this being a risky overtake as well. That 36 of Brandon Birch is looking menacing right now. Single file through Hell Corner. Turn number one here at the mountain. Then it's a long run down the mountain straight into Quarry Bend. On the nose of Stone Colby, and there's a big drift from the car in front with the Vehicle Buyers logo plastered. That's Brandon Birch's vehicle, and he's not being bought out this time around. Coming through Quarry Bend, he maintains the grip beneath him somehow, some way. That GR86 stayed planted through that corner. Unbelievable. Checking in with Onofre now, who's chasing down Aliski Andreu in ninth position. They're separated by just about a tenth, but let's keep an eye on this one as well. And there's a huge mix-up there at the front. That'll be Stone Colby suffering in the mix there. I think Cunningham was involved as well. Let's go do a quick replay to see what happened. Everything looks okay. We're single file now. Here's Stone Colby's car. The number 52 Apex Racing Machine. It's a little bit of an alternate line coming in from the cars in front, and he just gets collected as a bystander at the end of the day. Sean Stam, the Stam man, trying to chase down Colton Juarez out in front. But here's another look at Slater Colby. This Colby train now broken up by a bunch of cars. That teamwork that we saw in race number one not going to be coming in effect tonight. Stone Colby trying to get around Aliski Andreu now, able to successfully do that. Now Onofre, the next one up, 2-for-1 special for Stone, who seemingly doesn't have as much damage as I suspected he would after a big hit into the barriers at the top of the mountain. Warren Johnson getting by Connor T. Cunningham here through the Quarry Bend. Nothing really to write home about there. Tana Greta chasing down Christian James in front. Damage is off for West Coast Sim Racing. Thank you so much, Mitten. So that explains it. So no damage here tonight. So once that big mistake happened from the 52 of Stone Colby, or Not a mistake, as he was collected as that bystander, like I was saying earlier. The only real damage that he incurs is going to be the damage to his tires at the end of the night. Oh no! There's a big hit into the wall! And that's Joe Rainey. Let's get a replay of what happened here to Rainey. This is the 17, excuse me. Oh, just going deep and pinballing his way around and just getting collected by just about every single car on the grid. But he'll be able to get that car repaired and get back onto the black stuff here in just a moment. Here's Onofre and Warren Johnson's battle for P6 and P7 right now, with that man himself, Connor T. Cunningham, lurking in the wings behind in that number 502. Warren Johnson there in that 24, looking menacing as always, but Onofre is through on Johnson. That'll be the 199. Just checking in with the leaders very quickly. It is a 4/10 gap between Jeremy Fletcher and Brandon Birch at the end of the day. And then Slater Colby, excuse me, just a tenth and a bit back. Let's check in with what's going on here now, as Stone is trying to get back into the Colby train to get back battling. Birch, Colby, Domark in the best of the rest battle as Jeremy Fletcher leads this train of cars. There is a big look from the 25 of Slater into the back, but there's a big look from Braden into the front of the field, forcing Fletcher to go wide, 3 wide in the background, down to the final corner. Who's going to maintain the lead? And for now, it's Slater, Colby, Kyle Domar, Jeremy Fletcher's there on the inside line, but he can't find the daylight there. Braden Birch goes from hero to zero real quick in this battle, down to P4. Slater in the lead of the race, controlling the field. Kyle Domark in second. Jeremy Fletcher now in third. Will there be an attack? No, but a look from Fletcher now. Driving the 22. Can he find any way by? He's carrying a lot of speed coming through Quarry Bend. Can he go the outside line at the cutting without running into the wall? No, he cannot. He's gonna collect a little bit of that asphalt there, but now it's single file up the hill, and the momentum, he still carries it up the hill. Fletcher's there along the inside line, coming through Sullivan Park. He's gonna have a drifto moment going side by side with Domark, and that's gotta be a moment of Code Brown if I've ever seen one before in my life. That's not a place where you think another driver's gonna make a move on you. Man, oh man, if ever now I wish we had a Fletcher cam to see what he is doing, to see the focus and determination in his eyes to try to get by Domark. But he's also got Brandon Birch behind. A little too far back on this run of things, but who's not too far back is Fletcher on the run, going to the inside line on Domark, and he'll carry the speed, but Slater Colby's in too deep, just like some 41 in the number 25. Lead battle separated by nothing. Last lap, 1:27.5 from Slater. Jeremy Fletcher, 1:27.0. Domark, 1:27.7. Brandon Birch, 1:27.4. He's catching, but not at a rate that needs to be good. Fletcher is catching Slater Colby out in front, but we all know catching is one thing and passing, well, that's a whole nother ball game here at Mount Panorama. Here's the Fletcher cam we do have accessible to us. The look to the inside line, you point it at the tree, you mount and assault the curbs before you get down to the dipper. Oh no, there's a big mistake from Slater Colby going down through the dipper, and that's gonna compromise him all the way down and towards Forest Elbow. He'll lose one, he'll lose two. It'll be Domark there on the inside line. Will this be enough? The run isn't quite complete. Brandon Birch is here in the 2x2 battle. Two by two through the chase. Oh my goodness, are we gonna result in calamity or tears for fears, or will it all come out Millhouse now? It does! Holy Toledo, Jeremy Fletcher gets the special. Colby gets the defensive done on P2. Domark falls back to third. I'm about to have a heart attack, folks, if these guys don't settle down soon. Battles in the front, battles in the back, battles everywhere I look. Here's Colton Suarez and Michael Tanagretta getting involved with Robert Nisnik out in front. The battle for 12th, 13th, and 14th unfolding in front of us. Hold your breath, folks. We're coming up to Corey Bend now. And that's a little deep for Fletcher. That's a little deep for Slater Colby as well. But it doesn't compromise him enough for Domark to close down anything of substantial difference. Now the question is, when will this competition caution come out and shake up this tree even more than it has been shook already. Big off for Birch there. He loses touch with the leaders. This is going to compromise him on the run down to the chase. And beautiful shot there coming down the Dippa. Well, that settles down a little bit. It settles down just a tad, let's say, as the gap still remains just about a 1/10.5 between. We'll check in with Connor Cunningham yet again. And here is Cunningham chasing down Warren Johnson out in front. And he looks focused, he looks determined. But he's not quite there just yet. What about Sean Stam, the Stam man right now? He's in a bit of a tussle. Excuse me. We do have a battle for the lead that's about to unfold here in just a second, as Slater looked like he was about to make a run on the attack here at Quarry Bend. Back over to the Juarez, Tanagredda, Sean Stam train right now. Here comes Juarez on Tanagredda, driving the beautiful Castrol livery. Side by side through Quarry Bend usually results in something along those lines, and that'll be Tanagredda falling to the wayside. And here is Sean Stam chasing down Christian James in the battle for P10. There's a big off from the driver out in front of Stam. That's Christian James rocking the number 93. Stam trying to close down the gap here. Focus, determination, all of that built into one man. Sean Stam right now here to challenge for the top 10. Christian James out in front, one hand on the wheel as he takes a little bit of a break coming down the very long Conrod Straight. 1.9 kilometers or 1.1 miles as we like to call it, and that should be our competition caution called. And the drivers will catch up to that safety car. And we'll get all bunched up now. There is the safety car. Hold on, folks. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. But the order right now is Fletcher, Slater Colby on that front row, Kyle Domark, Brandon Birch, Stone Colby, Edwin Onofre, Warren Johnson, Connor Cunningham, Aliski Andreu, and Christian James rounding out the top 10. We'll be right back, folks, for more racing action brought to you by the West Coast Sim Racers and presented by V-Speed.
trade for bananas?
Bananas? No thanks. Are you tired of lowball offers and no-shows? Here at VehicleBuyers.com, we make it fast and easy to sell your vehicle. Enter your vehicle information into our website and receive an offer for your vehicle. Our competitive offers ensure that you get the best deal possible. If you're ready to sell your vehicle, click the link below.
VehicleBuyers.com. Visit us today. Having trouble outfoxing the deals and the competition getting you all flustered? Time to be sly and visit Overstockvehicles.com. We have over 600 vehicles available for sale monthly, all at dealer pricing. Overstockvehicles.com. Visit us today.
Donnie Kite's gonna get through it all and score his first career win in the Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish! It's too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
We knew it was just a matter of time. Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
GC Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.
Now with the field bunched up back to the way it was at the start of the race, I wonder what's in store for us this time around. Oh! Stop playing with my heart there, Fletcher. Thought he was taking a pit stop call. Heart palpitating in my chest right now as that lead driver came down pit road, and it looks like the safety car will be in this lap. Giving us a brief moment to talk about the track and why it is so famous. With the track length of 3.8 miles or 6.2 kilometers, it was founded in 1938 and has been unchanged since 1987. We're of course located in Bathurst in North South Wales, Australia. New South Wales, I believe. 23 corners with 14 to the left, 9 to the right. Elevation change of around 571 feet or 174 meters. Conrod Straight being over a mile long. The circuit, of course, owes its existence to the pioneering vision of one man, Mayor Bathurst Martin Griffin. He was enthused by racing at the Vale and Peel circuits, which used public roads in and around the city. During the 1930s, Griffin hatched plans for an e-course himself. Mount Panorama is one of the few circuits in the world that you can drive on your own time. What a leisurely pace of around 40 miles an hour. Due to that being the local speed limit here on public roads. Drivers, getting ready for the restart now. And of course, we would be remiss without mentioning the 12 Hours of Bastards, which was first held in 1991, which is primarily a GT3 based endurance race, but features other classes as well. Will Slater be on the attack or the defensive on the run down towards Hell Corner here at Mount Panorama? Fletcher controls the field side by side through the penultimate corner. And green, we go racing for the final 17 minutes of this event. And we're gonna go 4 wide down towards turn 1. It's getting crazy, it's getting hectic further back, but we're gonna keep it clean. I hope, I pray, yes we do. There's Sean Stam in the background, up into 9th place now, up 4 positions on the good of things. Brandon Birch trying to challenge Jeremy Fletcher as there's a shakeup for the lead of the race. Three wide in the backfield as well. That'll be Andreu's battle with Sean Stam. Side by side up the hill, Stam on the outside, Andreu there on the inside. It will go Stam's way for now. Christian James lurking in the wings, waiting for an opportunity to strike himself. Fletcher right on the heels of Colby. The battle for the lead is on. Brandon Birch here in the background, waiting for his opportunity to strike. Don't forget about Domark, Onofre, and Stone as well. Fletcher keeps on looking to the inside line, trying to find a gap here at the kink. He's gonna pressure Fletcher on Colby. Colby tries to fall in single file line, carries the speed, but it has to go single file. Fletcher, Colby, Birch. Big accident on the mountain, collecting a few drivers. Want to stay here with this battle right now, though. Battle for the lead, separated by less than 2/10. Brandon Birch in the background, throwing a huge block on behind Kyle Domark. Big brushes with the wall from Fletcher. 13.5 minutes remaining, and Fletcher pulls out a nearly 1 second gap here, and that's the biggest we've seen in a little while. Back over here to Onofre in the 199, chasing down Kyle Domark. Stone Colby in that number 52. And it's a 6-car train for the lead of the race right now. It could still be anybody's game in this pack battle. Oh, big brush with the wall for Stone. Coming out of Forest Elbow there. .1 second gap from Fletcher to Slater Colby. .6 back. Brandon Birch in that number 36. Kyle Domark in 4th, leading this pack in front of Edwin Onofre. And then we have Stone Colby and Connor Cunningham kind of on a little island by himself watching the party happen. Fletcher now closes down. Potential mistake coming through turn number 1, or is this Fletcher just backing up the pack yet again? Especially here coming up the mountain, it's easy to slow down the cars behind you. So there's only one line to take. Domark down 2 from where he started in the first place. I'm sure he'll be happy with P4, but I'm sure he'd be pleased with P2 again. A stellar qualifying from Domark. Oh, Fletcher yields. Fletcher defends the inside line. Slater gets by. Now we've got a big old squabble for the lead of this race. Fletcher, Slater, Brandon, Kyle Domark in tow. 2x2 through the kink. You couldn't ask for a better run to the finish. Let's go, folks. Here with the West Coast Sim Racing, Jeremy Fletcher leads the field through the chase. Both drivers in the lead are off just a little bit, but that does challenge Slater from Brandon Birch behind, who's going to carry the momentum through the final corner around the outside line on the number 25. Kyle Domark in P4 still. Gains nothing from that debacle. Now Fletcher, obviously controlling the field. Controls the inside line, going up the hill into the cutting. Slater Colby down in third, still up 2 positions on the good for the evening. Birch as well, up 2. But can he challenge for the lead of the event? Birch did pull out a 26-3 that last time around. Oh, Slater's under attack right now from the number 5 of Domark. He's going to try to go through around the outside at Forrest's elbow. He's going to get pinched, and that's going to send Slater into the wall. The number 25 goes round. This brings back Stone Colby for a little bit of revenge. What hast thou done to my brother? And he just takes the position instead. The number 52 of Stone Colby back up into 4th place. Has a long way to go to get back up to P2. Onofre loses the position to the 52 in front. But the wiggle through hell corner when he got onto the curbs might challenge him coming down the mountain straight. Fletcher as Birch takes the lead of the event right now, coming through the cutting. It will be a defensive line for Birch going into the cutting as Fletcher took a defensive line coming through the quarry bend. Now Fletcher backs up the pack yet again. Stone Colby is there, back in 3rd place. Edwin Onofre in 4th in the 199 with his teeth wide open. Birch running away with it a little bit right now. 4/10 of the gap, pretty healthy. Here goes Stone at the outside line, coming through Skyline. That won't work that time around. Single file, nose to tail, Fletcher on the defense. And here comes Domark and Onofre on that outside line coming through the kink. Could be very good for Onofre on that outside line. Fletcher still in 2nd according to the timing tower. He still holds on. Onofre's there throwing elbows with Stone Colby in the number 52. And now Onofre's charging in that 199 Tech Sport machine. To the outside of Fletcher. To the inside is Domark. 2x2 through the final corner. That's Murray's corner. Down the pit straight. Into hell corner we go racing. All this battling that's been brewing has brought along the likes of Connor Cunningham and Warren Johnson into the mix as well. Onofre, Bob's right, Bob's left, decides on a line finally, and it's single file behind Fletcher. Fletcher defends at the cutting again. Onofre able to keep back Domark. For how long, I'm not so sure. Onofre there, looking menacing. Two-tenths back from Fletcher, but it looks like Birch is running away with it right now with a 7/10, 8/10, 9/10 and gaining margin. Inside line defended by Fletcher yet again. Backs up the gaggle of cars behind him. Even further. 2:20 left to go. This should be the white flag lap. Barney is waving the white flag there on the ground for us. This will be it. The final time to make anything stick. Onofre's there at Hell Corner. Uses the 22 to stop just a little bit. And the 22 mounts the sausages. And we're going to go side by side down the mountain straight as Birch runs away with a 7/10 margin ahead of him. There is Domark in the background, ready to pounce at any opportunity as well. And Fletcher hip checks Onofre. Holy Toledo. And Fletcher, I am speechless, and Domark is taken out in this too. Let's get a replay of what happened here. And Fletcher is just going to move over to the left, sight unseen of Onofre, I'm guessing. Oh no! And then the 5 of Domark takes out Fletcher. Oh no. So that unleashes Brandon Birch, Stone Colby, and Connor Cunningham now into third place. Warren Johnson in fourth. An upset here in the final moments of this race, but we still have battling further back as Connor Cunningham's third place under threat from Warren Johnson and Slater Colby in the number 25. Side by side, it'll look like Connor Cunningham falls back to P5 as Slater's through. There goes Sean Stam, the Stam man, and the 000 as well. He goes through into sixth, fifth place potentially on the line for the Stam man at the end of the day. What a race, folks. What a finish. Holy smokes! Ooh. But Brandon Birch took the win in front of Stone Colby. Warren Johnson in third. Let's take a look at those results, folks. Birch in P1. In front of Stone in P2, Warren Johnson in third, Stone Colby in fourth, Connor Cunningham in fifth, Sean Stam in sixth, Aliski Andreu in seventh, Jeremy Fletcher in eighth, Edwin Onofre in ninth, Joe Rainey in 10th, Christian James in 11th, Michael Tanagretta in 12th, Robert Nishnik in 13th. 14th going to Igor Razihov, Adrian Gutierrez, Colton Juarez. Miles Guerrero, Cole DeScissors, Kyle Domark, Jason Holcomb, and Jacob Lethord Lim. Oh my goodness, excuse me, I have just lost my voice in the final stages of this race. Stand by, folks, as we get the drivers ready for their interviews. Hold on, folks, and we'll be right back. And it sounds like we've got a few of the drivers ready to go. Let's go ahead and start off, I guess, with our winner, Brandon Birch. Brandon, you sound like a robot. Do you have a copy? You sound like a robot right now. Is that on my end? You mind let me try to disconnect and reconnect, and you do the same, brother. Hold on, as we have some technical difficulties here in the broadcast booth. His mic was coming in improperly, and we just can't have a broadcast like that. So hold on, folks, as we try to get that sorted. 1 second. Let's see if we've got Brandon back right now, and he's not robotic. He is still a robot. I'm getting everybody right now on the mic sounding robotic. Stand by, folks. And we're back, folks. Apologize for the technical issues, but we do have our winner, Brandon Birch, in the booth with us. Brandon, talk to us about your race. How did you win it at the end of the day? Because that was a hectic one.
We were all trying to keep the pack tight and have fun. So yeah, it ended up working out.
Man, it was a big fight with yourself, Onofre, Domark, Slater, Cunningham. Who didn't you fight with in this field tonight? And do you feel good about your result tonight?
I think I probably fought with the majority of them for sure. Everybody that was in the top 8, we were all door to door at some point. Jeremy and Stone, Slater, Edwin, Kyle, all those guys. We were all hashing it out pretty good for the majority of the race. So, but yeah, no, the win's good. I had a terrible race to start out the season, so it's nice to bounce back a little bit, and we'll keep on going.
Tremendous way to start the season, Brandon. Thank you very much for joining me in the broadcast booth and for your patience here on V-Speed. Now, is there anybody you'd like to shout out or anybody you'd like to thank before I let you go, sir?
Yeah, for sure. You for streaming. It's always good to go back and watch, and Warren putting on the league. Colby's and all the boys at Jeremy Fletcher, all of us that are always in here running together. It's always a lot of fun. And then, of course, vehiclebuyers.com if you want to sell your car, and overstockvehicles.com if you want to buy one.
Thank you so much, Brandon. And thank you very much for showing up, showing out. Congratulations on the run tonight. It really worked out in your favor. Have a great night. And as always, stay safe out there.
Thanks.
Let's talk to the man who we honestly didn't think, maybe just me, I didn't think you were going to come back, Stone, after that off that you had in the 52. Talk to us about your off. How did you even think about recovering from something like that?
Yeah, no, I didn't think so either. Honestly, I didn't feel like I had the pace all night. These guys were fast, so it was tough, but I kind of just regrouped, and I know those guys were gonna. iRacing's tough to go, 4 or 5 deep into a bump draft. So it tends to go 2 and 3 wide, and so I figured that was gonna happen. So I kind of just logged my laps and waited for them to battle, which caused me to catch back up, and then incidents and stuff like that too, and just capitalized on it and ended up finishing second.
I mean, man, what an amazing race here at such an iconic circuit, Mount Panorama. Did you think ever, I mean, I always say the mountain always wins. No one wins a race here. The mountain always wins. Do you feel like that was the case for a lot of the drivers tonight, or do you feel like it was just a case for a few?
No, I mean, it's a very tough track to drive. I mean, the walls are so close. It's very off camber and hilly, and you're either all weight on the rear or all weight on the front. And so it's a draft game too. So, if you can bust out the technical spot really good and try and catch that pack in front of you and get it draft down the straight, and it's definitely ideal. But if you're 5-6 seconds back, it's tough. So yeah, no, it's I would say I would agree with you. The mountain definitely wins.
You're able to recover and get a great result tonight. Good luck for the championship. Now, is there anybody you'd like to shout or anybody you'd like to thank as we go into round 3 next week?
Yeah, you for broadcasting, Warren for putting on a league, and shout out to him for getting a P3 tonight. That's awesome. And then, friends and family for watching, Birch, Jeremy, and, everybody that, I run sims with. It's fun, and Overstock Vehicles, vehiclebuyers.com, and yeah, friends and family for watching.
Thank you so much for joining us in the broadcast booth. Really appreciate you, Stone. Have a great night and stay safe as always.
Thanks, you too.
Now we'll have some final words from our fearless leader and commandant, Warren Johnson. Now, Warren, how did your race end up faring for you tonight?
a lot better than normal. That's for sure, man. I'm stoked about the P3, dude. I'm so happy. That was a great race. I absolutely love that track in any car. I've always loved that track, and it happened to work out tonight thanks to the the leaders for all crashing. But man, what a race that was. I'm sure you had a lot of fun in the booth watching that.
It was an amazing race tonight. Get big shout out and thanks to everybody that showed up and showed out, yourself included, Warren, for putting together such a fantastic event and keeping the drivers all motivated. The attrition rate was fantastic. I think we only had one driver DNF from the event, or not even one driver not finish from the event. It's just, we knew what we were getting into with Mountain Panorama with these cars. Now, answer me this one quick question I did have, and I was hoping to get it out of Jeremy Fletcher. Was it a setup thing to get through the Conrod straight? There's a little bit of a kink there. How did everybody manage to get there without dying, to say the least? And a couple side-by-sides even. I was blown away. Is that a setup thing? Is that just the nature of the car? What was going on?
I mean, I think it's like the racecraft. I mean, a lot of the guys are still learning in our league, but obviously we have a pretty, I like to think we have a high level of racing here, even though there is some, iffy incidents. But I really think it's just us knowing how each other race every weekend and week out, and just learning from everybody. Knowing what the other driver's going to do, good communication. There's a lot of guys talking on the radio tonight, like, hey, I'm going to go by, or hey, let's push, or whatever. And I think that helps a lot. I think it just comes down to that. Honestly, the setup was great. It was actually it was a really good setup. I modified, fixed just like the toe angle on the front and rear, then put a 5-wing, and that's all it was. And man, that thing was flying. So yeah, what a race, man. I'm buzzing.
It just goes to showcase the high level of skill that these drivers have. They're real world talents such as Jeremy Fletcher and Nico Colby, as well as the rest of the field, showcasing how good they are at what they do. And it's just a great passion to have. I love to see it. I love to be here and part of some of the, as we see a couple of drivers having a little bit of fun on the racetrack as we finish up the race. Number 24 going off there. That's Warren Johnson yourself having a little bit of fun. But
yeah.
It's been a great time. Warren, any closing words for the broadcast?
Yeah, thanks to everybody for watching, and all the drivers for coming in, from racing week in and week out. Thanks to all my friends who are here also, the guys I know in real life. Just a quick note too, a lot of these guys do real life racing. I think Edwin goes up there. I know Joe Rainey does that with Apex Motor Club. His son Joey, all the Colbys. If you see a Colby in our league, they race real life, and they're all extremely talented drivers. Jeremy Fletcher as well. I mean, those guys are going places, and I've actually had the opportunity to drive with them on track too, in my own GR86 and in Darren's MX-5 car, and that's just, those guys are awesome. So I learned so much from them as racers and drivers, so just want to shout them out for that real quick. And then thank you for broadcasting. I think you're gonna have a lot of fun here, so I look forward to every race with you, man. We'll see you guys next time.
It is my honor to be part of such a wonderful league. If I wouldn't enjoy it, I would go do something else with my time, but I should be the one paying you guys for putting on such an amazing show week after week. The high quality of driving, the amount of racecraft that's here, the uniqueness of the competition caution being thrown out to bunch up the field again. It all brings into the special concoction of great racing week after week. Week 1 was a showcase. Week 2, I kind of say, was almost even better this time around. Thank you very much for joining us, everybody. Thank you very much for staying tuned. It's been a pleasure to be your host. I've been Sagar Bakshi, your commentator and producer for the evening. Thank you so much for everybody being here in the YouTube chat, and thank you very much to all the drivers who showed up tonight. It's been an honor to be here. Thank you very much. Have a great night, and as always, make sure you stay safe out there. Goodbye for now for V-Speed.